Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living in Maryland channel where we discuss all things living here in the great state of Maryland. And today we are talking about Columbia, Maryland. This is pretty central Howard County. I always kind of refer to it as the hub of Howard County. It's the largest town or city within Howard County at approaching 100,000 people. It's got a large mall. It's got a ton of different shopping, entertainment, different venues and things like that. It's where I personally frequent date nights with my wife just because there's so much to do there. And I know we've talked about Columbia a lot on this channel, but just doing an updated 2026 video about some of my personal favorite towns and neighborhoods within Columbia. So this is not referring to any blog or any list officially online. This is just kind of my own personal list of favorite spots in no particular order or anything like that, but just figured I would share that with you guys today. Now, the couple cool things about Columbia that I really like is that they've got 3 lakes that they own and operate. So when I talk about Columbia city tax in other videos, or maybe reference that in this video, it's really referencing a tax that is subject to about 85% of property owners here in Columbia. So it's a city tax in a sense that it is charged based on the assessed value of the home. So they look at what the assessed value is with the state and they charge based on that. So as property taxes go up, or rather even the assessed value goes up, you're going to see that city tax go up. So some people don't like that. Although I will say they do add a lot of value in my opinion. Over the years, I'm not a huge fan of HOAs, but I do see the value that they add. So some people are totally cool with this, but it is something to think about. So if you're considering Columbia, you want to look at that city tax and see if that is something that you are willing to pay. So again, what does that city tax go to? It goes towards the owning and operating of the 3 lakes. Within Columbia, all 3 of them have nice paved, walkways around where you can ride bikes, run, jog, walk the kids, the dog, all those sorts of things. They've got citywide landscaping. So as you drive through Columbia, you'll see, just all the landscaping is great. They upkeep the trees, all the grass, flower beds, all these things citywide. They do that. They also have Columbia Association, so some of it's going to go towards that. Even though as a Columbia city tax paying homeowner, you still have to pay for all the amenities. You'll hear like CA, Columbia Association, gyms, pools, all these sorts of things. You do get a discounted rate as a property owner versus someone who lives outside of Columbia and doesn't pay that, would have to pay a little more. So, all the amenities and things like that. And then one of the coolest things I think is the paved interconnective trails all throughout the town of Columbia. So it's really easy to get outdoors and be active here in Columbia, and that's something that they take care of as well. So one of the first couple first couple neighborhoods I want to mention are neighborhoods that do not have to pay Columbia tax. So this could be an incentive and just kind of nice if you are looking to avoid extra taxes, but still be in the mix of Columbia. So first one is going to be Allview. This is in between 32 and the mall, and it's going to be on the east side of 29. So the cool thing about this is that you are still very accessible to 29, very close to 32. So if you're someone who's looking to commute maybe to Laurel, Fort Meade, or something like that, it's going to put you very, very accessible to commuting for that, only about 20 minutes away from those locations. It does not pay, again, the Columbia city tax, but you're still only like 5 to 7 minutes from the mall, from the Meriwether district, from 2 of the lakes in Columbia. So you're kind of right in the mix of everything, but you're not having to pay that Columbia city tax. And then the other thing I like about it is there's really no other HOAs either. So you really kind of minimize those fees. So if you're looking to be in the mix of Columbia, but not having those extra fees, this is a good spot to consider. Next would be Sewell's Orchard Community. So Sewell's Orchard Community is kind of right in central Columbia. Again, it's still kind of in the mix of everything, but you're not subject to the Columbia city tax. And in my experience over the years, it's about 15 to 18% of Columbia neighborhoods somehow just didn't get tied in with Columbia Association and paying that city tax. So there are a handful of neighborhoods where you can kind of get around having to pay that city tax. All the other ones are going to be paying into that city tax, and it's going to have those extra taxes tied to the property. So the other cool thing about Sewell's Orchard, they've got single families, They've got nice spacious townhomes, so whatever you're kind of looking for, it's got a good diversification of property type that you can look for. It also has its own lake with a walking trail, so it's easy to get outdoors, have a little bit of that nature scene, but you're not tied into paying that city tax. It's got a very reasonable HOA. I think it's right around $300 paid once per year. So a very affordable HOA compared to a lot of the other ones around. So if you really like Columbia, but you're really trying to stay away from that city tax, you got Allview, Soul's Orchard are two of the handful of communities within Columbia that don't have to pay that city tax and might be on your list to check out. As always, just want to mention that I am a licensed realtor here in the great state of Maryland. So if you ever have any real estate questions, if you are thinking about buying or selling a home and wondering what the market's looking like and what the best next move for you might be, feel free to reach out however you are most comfortable, and we would love to have a conversation with you. So moving right on to the next communities here, I'm going to mention a few, and these are going to be all subject to the Columbia city tax. But the next couple that I want to mention, one is going to be King's Contrivance. So the thing that I love about this community is just all the trees, all the nature that's surrounding it, and also the location. So it's going to be just south of 32, kind of snuggled in between 32 and 29. So again, if you are someone who's maybe even commuting down to DC, South Laurel, somewhere within Central Maryland, this is just going to put you that much closer to those areas, because Columbia is pretty big. So if you're in the northern part, it's going to probably add a good 10 to 15 minutes to that DC commute versus being in this location. It's going to put you a lot closer. So King's Contrivance is a great area to check out. You got detached homes, you've got so you've got townhomes, you've got condos. So you've really got a good mix of everything, and you're really close to 32, 95, and 29 for those commuters. So wherever you're looking to get to, it's going to put you, at a very good, convenient location to make sure you can hop on the highways quickly and get to wherever you need to go. All right, next is going to be the Wild Lake community. So a couple things that I like about the Wild Lake community is, one, you are right next to, of course, Wild Lake, but then Lake Kittamaqundi is not far off as well. So you really have convenient, close access to two of the three lakes that Columbia owns and operates, which is awesome. The other thing is that you are very close to Columbia Mall. So all the shopping, the dining, the entertainment that you have at the mall location is just a very short drive, or even potentially a walk away, depending on which part that you're in. The other thing is that on the outskirts of the mall, you've got the kind of the new Merriweather district, which is awesome. So of course Merriweather Post Pavilion, where you've got access to all the concerts and kind of the events that they do throughout the year there. But then all the new, it's literally like less than 5 years old. So Colorburst Park, Merriweather District, restaurants there. Just a really, really cool spot that you are very, very close to in the Wild Lake area. So if you are looking to be kind of a very short drive, or even be able to get out and walk to shopping, dining, being in the Wild Lake kind of area is something that people who are looking for that might want to check out. And next is going to be Harper's Choice area and community within Columbia. So one of the things that I love about this area is that it is a little further set away from the highway. So you get a few minutes out from 29, from 100, and it's a much quieter spot. So if you're looking to kind of get a little bit further away from things, further away from the highways, this is definitely a cool spot to check out. It's going to be a lot quieter than some of the other areas that are kind of closer to the highways. And the other thing is that it's in the more northern part of Columbia. So if you're looking to be a little closer to Ellicott City, this is a good spot to check out. It's also right south of 108, so it's kind of an easy shot over to the highways, but it still puts you a couple miles off of 29, to where, again, you just have a little more of that slower pace, quieter feel to this neighborhood. The other thing is that you are very close to Centennial Park, which is a 300-acre Howard County park. Big lake, lots of walking trails, lots of nature. So if you're looking to be close to something like that, this is a community that puts you just under 5 minutes from a beautiful Howard County park. Also Clark Elioaks Farm, private farm where they've got a whole bunch of things going around year round. They sell meat and food and fresh vegetables and all these sorts of things. So if you're looking to be near things like that, this is a great spot to check out as well. All right, everyone, that is it for today. These are just a handful of the neighborhoods located within Columbia. If you want any more details on different neighborhoods in Columbia or just how Columbia is in general, please feel free to reach out however you're most comfortable anytime. Would love to answer any questions you have, and we will see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.